Hello student, I hope you are safe and healthy and you are practicing the previous lesson all in the subsidiary book. Today also we are going to discuss more about subsidiary book and that is cash book part 2. We have learned part 1, this is part 2. After going through this video, you will be able to know the process of preparation of double column cash book, process of preparation of triple column cash book and process of preparation of petty cash book. Double column cash book and contra entry we have learned earlier in the part 1. So those who have doubt you can go through that part 1. We will practice more about the double column cash book, handling bank overdraft balance. And the question is, from the following transaction of ITC Limited, you are required to prepare double column cash book for the month of June 2020. Cash in hand 50,000, bank overdraft 40,000. June 2, purchase goods 20,000 by cash and 15,000 by check. June 5, sold goods 2 or more for cash 70,000 and by check 25,000. June 8, paid salary 12,000 and rent rupees 5,000. Purchase computer rupees 20,000 and check by check. June 12, deposited almost check into the bank. June 15, paid insurance premium of rupees 2,500. June 18, receive a check of rupees 6,000 from Prem and deposited it into the bank on the same day. On 2000 June 20, cash returned from bank for office was 8,000. June 22, bank charges 200 and interest on bank overdraft rupees 1,500. June 25, almost check return dishonored by bank. June 30, deposited cash in excess of rupees 5,000 into the bank. This is the new part, you have to learn it. Now we prepare the double column cash book. You know the format. There is a two column. One is cash column, another one is bank column, both in debit and credit side. So we'll be having both side cash and bank column. Ledger folio, particular and date, both debit and credit side. And credit side we know all expenses we enter in the credit side, and in the debit side we enter all the receipts, both cash and bank we enter in the debit side. Now in the first transaction we have cash opening balance is given 50,000, so it will come always debit side. Cash balance always come debit side. We will write to balance BD, that 50,000 in the cash column, and bank overdraft is there, so bank overdraft it will enter in the credit side of the cash book, and the bank column will write it by balance BD, 40,000 in the bank column since it is overdraft. Now June 2nd, purchase goods 20,000 in cash and by check is there, so by purchase we will write the cash is 20,000 and 15,000 check, that is bank. Now sold goods to Amar cash and by check 25,000, so Amar's check is there, we receive the check from Amar. So when you receive the check, we learn in the part 1 that you have to check it whether that check deposited on the same date or any other following date. Over here following date, on June 12th deposited Amar's check into the bank, so on the date of receipt we will be considering the check equal to cash on the day of 5. That is part 1, we have learned it. So we will write debit side to sales account 95,000 in the cash column, both 70,000 and 25,000 check also will be considered cash. Now paid salary 12,000, so we'll write by salary and amount goes to cash column 12,000, by rent 5,000 cash column, both are paid in cash. And purchase computer 12,000 by check, so we'll write credit side by computer, it's assets purchase, and cash is goes out, I mean check is goes out 20,000 with bank column. Now deposited almost check into the bank, so this is we will consider as contra entry because this check we kept in cash so it will be contra entry. We'll write debit side to cash in the bank column, to cash account. In the bank column we write 25,000 and ledger folio column we mention C. Similarly, the credit side we'll write June 12 by bank. In the cash column we'll write 25,000 and ledger folio column we'll mark C. Next one is paid insurance premium of rupees 25,000. So credit side by insurance premium is expenses. We write 2,500 in the cash column. Next one is receive a check of rupees 6,000 from FAME and deposited on the same date. So it is same date mentioned, that will go to the bank column. So debit side 2018 to FAME account, we write bank column directly 6,000 since deposited same day. Now withdraw cash from bank for office use 8,000, it's a contra entry. So debit side to bank. In the cash column we'll write 8,000 and ledger folio column mark C. And credit side by cash. In the bank column we'll write 8,000 and ledger folio will mark C. Next one is bank charges is 200 and interest on overdraft 1,500. So we'll write by bank charges, these are all expenses. And the bank column will write by interest on bank overdraft, that is 1,500 in the bank column. Now Amor's check returned dishonored by bank, so it will be received, we will send it back to the Amor. So Amor account debit to bank account. So bank account is credited by Amor account. So we'll write it 6,000 in the bank column. Next one is deposited excess cash of rupees 5,000 in the bank. So this we require the workings, deposited the excess cash into the bank. So we'll go to the workings, we'll find debit total and minus credit total and excess cash balance. That's how we'll work out. So deposited cash into the bank, excess cash into the bank 5,000 we have to work out over here. So this is the minimum cash balance required for the business, 5,000. Now formula is cash deposited into the bank is equal to debit total of cash column minus credit total of cash column minus minimum cash balance required. So we'll add it the debit total, and debit total comes 1,53,000. We take it over here, debit total equal to 1,50,000, 53,000. And now credit total will add the credit side, all 20,000, 12,000, all this credit figure, credit total. In the rough work we will do it. So credit total is equal to 20,000 plus 12,000 plus 5,000 plus 2,500 plus 25,000 plus equal to 54,500. So minus credit total will minus 64,500, sorry, 64,500, and now we'll minus it and we'll get it the figure 88,500. From here we'll minus it the minimum cash balance required for the business, that is 5,000. We'll minus it from here. So 83,500 will be doing contra entry and depositing cash into the bank. This 83,500 we have to do it as contra entry as cash deposited into the bank. So cash deposited into the bank is 83,500, which is contra entry, as we learn it from here. So this part you have to remember and you have to practice it. So debit side to cash in the bank column 83,500, in the ledger folio column C. And now we'll write in the credit side by bank account 63,500 in the cash column and ledger folio C. So now we'll balance it finally, cash column, and as you know it that the cash balance should be 5,000 as workout we have workouts. So without workings you can find it out over here 5,000. And now we'll go to the bank column, adding debit side and taking it to the credit side, and if you minus it, both debit and credit side shortage is 23,500, that is your CD, and these two figure will be coming opposite side on July 1. To balance BD, cash is 5,000 and bank is 23,500. That's all this question, double column cash book. Now we'll go for triple column cash book or three column cash book. So what is this triple column cash book? A triple column cash book or the three column cash book is one which consists of three separate columns on the debit side as well as on the credit side for recording cash, bank and discount. The discount column on the debit side of the cash book will record it discount allowed, and that one on the credit side is recorded as discount received. So discount column in both sides are not balanced over here, only to be totaled. So we'll take it here, the question for triple column cash book. On April 1st 2019, Palmo Store cash book shows debit balance of 15,500 and bank overdraft 13,500 during the month of April. Following business transaction are transacted, you are required to prepare three column cash book or triple column cash book. On April 19, purchase office furniture for cash 15,100. Sales, cash sales is 9,900, discount allowed 100. 7, deposited cash 5,000 into the bank. 10, received check from Purabi of rupees 15,000. 16, purchase goods of rupees 5,000, discount received rupees 150. On 20, deposited Purabi's check into the bank. On 22nd, received check from Dolmi rupees 7,800 for full settlement of his offer account 8,000. 24th, purchase goods from Manisha worth rupees 7,900 and endorse Dolmi's check for full settlement. Now paid Ansika rupees 5,400 and discount allowed by her 100. 28, paid wages by cash 500 and salary 10,000 by bank, and due from bank for office use of rupees 2,500 and for personal use rupees 1,500. So that's all this question. Now we'll go for preparing triple column cash book. So triple column cash book, as we discussed it, that it is three column is there, both debit side and credit side, and debit side we call it discount allowed and credit side we call it discount received. So over here allowed means I put it A over here, and in the credit side cash, bank and discount received, so we'll put it R. So detail is basically discount received and debit side is discount allowed, and all the previous rules we know it, credit side all expenses and debit side we receive all this. So debit balance of cash is there, we'll write to balance BD. In the cash column we'll write the figure of 15,500 and bank overdraft balance is 13,500. So credit side we'll write by balance BD. In the bank column we'll write 13,500. Now purchase office furniture for cash 1,500, it's assets purchase, so furniture account debit to cash, so by furniture account in the cash column 1,500. Next cash sale 9,900, discount allowed 100, so debit side is a receive, so we'll write two sales 9,900 cash column 100 discount column. Next deposited cash rupees 5,000 into the bank, so it's a contra entry, debit side to cash account. In the bank column we'll write 5,000 and ledger folio C. Credit side on the same date by bank account ledger folio C, cash column 5,000. Receive check from Purabi 15,000, but then since you received the check from Purabi's check deposited on 20th, and that's why on the first day of receipt it will be considered as cash. So we'll keep in cash in the debit side, so that check will be equal to cash, and on the day of deposit will be contra entry. So debit side to Purabi's account, in the cash column we'll write the figure 15,000. Next, purchase goods for rupees 5,000, discount received 150. Credit side by purchase account 5,000 and discount column 150. Next one, deposited Purabi's check into the bank. It's a contra entry. As we discussed earlier, Purabi's check deposited into bank because it is received earlier. Now it is deposited, so it's contra entry now. So we write debit side to cash account, ledger folio C, and bank column 15,000. And in the credit side, we'll write by bank, ledger folio C, in the cash column 15,000. Now receive check from Dolmi for full settlement of our account 7,500. But again, Dolmi's check is endorsed to, so it's endorsed. That's why Dolmi's check will be kept in cash also over here. 7,800 and 200 discount, because it's a full settlement is mentioned in the question. So we'll write here. Next one is, so full settlement, due to full settlement we have written here. So now Dolmi's check is given for purchase 7,800 to Manisha. That's why credit side we have written. So paid on Sika 5,400. So by on Sika 5,400 and 100 discount. Next one is paid wages 500 and salary by check 10,000. So by wages we'll write cash column, and by salary we'll write bank column. By salary we'll write bank column 10,000. Next one is drew from bank for office use 2,500, for personal use 1,500. So the first one is contra entry. We'll write to bank in the cash column. We'll write 2,500 contra entry, this one. So in the credit side it will go by cash, ledger folio C, in the bank column 2,500. And the other one is by drawings, which is used for personal account, personal use. You have withdrawn also for personal use from bank 1,500. So by bank, by drawings 1,500. So now we'll go for adding the cash column and bank column. First we'll do cash column, and then we'll see the bank column. So in the cash column, debit side more 50,700. We take this figure in the credit side, and we find the balance in the cash. Shortage in the credit side is 10,500. And in the bank column we'll find credit side is more. That's why credit total, we'll first do credit total and take this figure in the debit side. We'll write balance CD. It's a shortage figure in the bank debit side, so 7,500 we'll put in the debit side. And now discount allowed will be added and discount received will be added, no balancing, so it will be remain as it is. Now balance CD, respective balance CD will go to the respective opposite side. Like cash, we have credit side CD, so it will come debit side BD, and bank we have debit side CD, it will come credit side BD 7,500. That shows the overdraft, still overdraft in the cash book, a bank column. Now we'll go for the preparation of petty cash book. But what is petty cash book, that you have to know it. Petty cash book is maintained to record all small expenses such as postage, stationery, telegram, etc. A separate column is allotted for each type of expenses. The difference between the total of debit item and that of the total column of the credit represent the balance of the petty cash in hand. So now all small expenses such as postage, stationery, telegraph, refreshment, all courier charges, telephone charges, mobile charges. These are all small charges. Allocate different expenses with the different column, and the difference between debit and credit total is known as the balance of petty cash in hand. So the every organization they prepare this petty cash book to meet the all these petty expenses or small expenses instead of entering every time in the cash book. So it reduces the work burden in the cash book, and bulky of it's avoid to make the bigger volume of cash book. So impressed cash balance is another part is there in the petty cash system. Under impressed system, petty cash are given lump sum amount of money at the beginning of the period. This period could be week, month, or every uh, after some times, or maybe the in a day also. So he will tally his expenses and will be reimbursed the exact amount of the total expenses, and that will the cash in hand the original figure. So it's a lump sum money will be given to the petty cashier at the beginning of the period, and that could be the week or month or even for that matter for day also. That advance money is known as float money, and the reimburse the exactly whatever expenses they incur in the period, that will be the match with the impressed balance. So we'll practice one question, it will be easier for you to understand. Prepare petty cash book from the following transaction. The impressed account is rupees 2000 January 20. On taxi fare to salesman 150, mobile recharge 49, bus fare to staff 20, postage 65, replacement for employees 180, courier charges 30, taxi fare again to manager 70, stationery 65, bus fare 10, mobile recharge again 399, postage stamp 200. Now these are all different expenses. Now we'll categorize or grouping the similar type of expenses into one heading. Now type of expenses, based on the type of expenses we'll be taking. First one is the conveyance. All bus fare, taxi fare, we'll put it in the conveyance column. So taxi fare, bus fare will be putting in the conveyance column. Next one is telephone or communication logistics, sometimes it is called. So mobile recharge, telephone charges, this will come in the telephone. Next one is postage, all type of postage, stationery, stamp, courier charges, it will enter in the postage column. Next we have refreshment, any kinds of tea, snacks, coffee, all etc etc, it will be enter in the refreshment column. And next one is stationery, all type of pen, pencil, eraser, or if for that matter the copy book, that are all enter in the stationery. Now petty cash book will be preparing. Look at the format. We have small column of each type of expenses, and debit side, I mean left side, there is no debit and credit side over here. We'll write receipt column in the left, and date, then particulars, and then first column is total of all expenses, total will be putting, and then each expenses, since the space is required, so we'll write slantwise. So conveyance, telephone, we have postage, we have refreshment, and we have stationery. So if there is more, we can put it also near different columns. So impressed balance is given 2000, so we'll write it over here on December January 2020 balance BD, and the receipt column will write impressed balance 2000. Taxi fare is there to salesman 1150, so we'll write to taxi fare, simply the expenses name will be writing taxi fare, not to or by. So in the total column once and the respective column once. Next one is mobile recharge, so we'll write mobile recharge in the total column, we'll write it once. First we'll write in the total column, then it will go to the telephone column. Next one, bus fare to staff 20 rupees, we'll write bus fare on second, bus fare total column once, we'll write it 20, and in the conveyance we'll write 20. Next one is postage 65, we'll write postage in the total column once, we'll write total column, 65 and in the postage column 65. Refreshment to employee 180 rupees, so we'll write refreshment. In the total column we'll write it 180 and the refreshment column 180. Courier charges 30, so we'll write courier charges. In the total column we'll write once 30 and in the postage column 30. Next, taxi fare to manager 70, we'll write taxi fare and in the total column 70 and conveyance column 70. Stationery 65, so we'll write stationery and we'll write total once in total column 85 and in the stationery column 85. Now bus fare again 10 rupees, so we'll write bus fare in the total column 10 rupees and in the conveyance column 10 rupees. Next we have mobile recharge, so we'll write it mobile recharge and in the total column we'll write 399 and in the telephone column 399. Now postage stamp 200, so we'll write postage stamp and thereafter we'll write total column and postage column 200. Now we'll go for totaling of each column. So total will come 1258 and conveyance is 250, telephone 480. All these column will be total and then underlined. Now we'll balance it the total column and the receipt column. And in the receipt column, if you balance it, you will find there is a 742 balance is there. That is called petty cash balance. Now this petty cash balance will be taken to the receipt column opposite side and we'll take the impressed balance, take it back, whatever expenses 1258 will be reimbursed from the organization or from the cashier. So that's all petty cash book. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you understand both the cash book and petty cash book. Thank you. Go on practicing the cash book.